Hello and welcome back to S2 Tournaments. Right now we have an exhibition match between Compassion and Echoes. I'm here with my co-caster Snipes. Now, no Snipes, these two teams are pretty well established. How do you think they're going to match up in this?
Both of them are going to be playing well on this Huntress set here. Both of them known for their Huntresses here, and we are back on ARP, an unusual map for Huntress here, and we do see the Corrupt on this top side of the map.
Yeah, for sure. Top side that has that 4-gen with an open one top mid, so it'll be interesting to see whether the survivors decide to take it to bottom side or stick up here, because either way there will be a death in a 3-gen. And a nice early hit, so a good start from Riggy for sure.
Definitely, and unfortunately he's missing it onto this car. Sable just choosing to run and dying on pallet. We did see a survivor nearby, and Riggy is going to be checking for this, and we're going to chase Tace onto Nancy here and leaving that slug up on the top side.
Yeah, it was a very fast chase, so I'm not surprised they decided to contest that with the pallet, wanting to extend it a little bit further, but they take the tag for it. And now this early game is looking very dangerous.
The pallet save does come in, Lori barely getting it at the last second here, but Sable not lasting much longer, going down almost immediately after that.
Yeah, that could have been a huge pallet save. Two survivors deciding to pressure it and it paying off, but Sinner's just not able to make the distance from it and make it that worthwhile, so it's still a pretty early first hook. But very nice play for Compassion.
Indeed, and we do see Lori looking for this save, and we do see the Nancy get reset over here down on the bottom side. And we do see a typical standard build from a Huntress, so, but that is typically on Wreckers, so we'll see how it fares on this ARP.
For sure. I think it should match up relatively well, because Agitation, obviously, with these 4-gens and 3-gens, hook position can be very well played, and obviously Pain Res just works on anything.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, not anything too extreme.
We do see the unhook coming out, and Riggy will be going for the tunnel out here. Firecracker dropped very late and will not be hitting the Huntress with a blind, and an immediate down and the immediate pickup for the second state onto Sable here. But we do see DS come out, and that will be extending the chase further as they go down towards this bottom side.
Doesn't get too far, however. The DS did buy a little bit of time, but not too much, so it's going straight back down once again, and that will be the second stage onto them pretty early on in this one. Might be another gen popping for it, so a little bit of time wasted, but this 4-gen still established up top, so it's going to be a difficult task to Compassion to break through that, especially if the tunnel out does come through as fast as it has been so far.
But we do see one of these gens pop. I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was over in that corner. I'm surprised, to be fair. I didn't think any of the Compassion survivors were up there, but that's going to help a lot.
And we see the Adam trading here on the hook, and the tunnel out will commence.
Yeah, and once again, I don't think Sniz is able to make it very far. Not at all. Straight back it down again. Just nothing really in this mid-map. Like, no pallets or much forceness to utilize. And yeah, that's going to be a tunnel out of 3 gens. They do manage to get the pick up and a gen pop, so it makes it a little nicer on them. But right now, Riggy's in complete control so far.
Absolutely. Adam does get picked up here, and there's going to be 2 people over in this corner. And we do see the Adam here, but the hatchet misses as he makes it to the main building. But he gets hit in the doorway, does not make it there, and that is going to be a fresh onto Adam in the 4th hook state of the game.
It's a very nice hatchet though, caught Sonic at the last second. And now starts the 3v1 fast as well. Second Painter is coming through. And obviously still the 3-gen this top side. It's looking very difficult for Compassion for sure.
we actually we're able to break this 3-gen. There's 2 bottom and 2 top now, and we do hit the GT hit onto Sonic here as he gets off the hook, and we'll be dodging these hatchets, losing line of sight here, and he makes it towards the bottom side of the map here.
I'm not sure if Ryu was expecting that fast of an unhook. It was well played by Compassion, and just gave Sonic some good distance to make it all the way to the other side of the map. And now this chase is set up to be a pretty good one. Very
Ricky
nice
hitting-
hatchet through.
Oh my gosh. What a hatchet. And we do see that there's not much progress on these other gens, so Riggy is in a really good spot here, and he might be able to pressure someone off over in this 7 corner here. And we do see Nancy running away, as there is about 50% on this gen, and he needs to reload.
Yeah, that's very rough for Compassion, as this was the gen that they only really had pressure on, nowhere else on the map. So with that now being pretty much minimized, they're back to nothing. And obviously information on Winter, quick unhook comes through. I believe Ryu will be going back to try get another fast tunnel out.
And a narrow miss from that hatchet there would have been crazy. But yes, we do see the tunnel out here, and that was a very quick unhook. I was not expecting such a quick unhook, but Compassion here doing a very good job at calming and coordinating with their team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the quick unhooks, they are a good play, but to be fair, right now, Compassion's not having the chase times to make up for it, because obviously that is what you need to do when you got quick unhooks. So otherwise you might as well just let it sit and gain more time, but no. But this chase so far from Sonic has been pretty good. It's not in the greatest position right now, stuck in the main building. Yeah, we'll be going down for the second death of the game. But was not a bad chase at all. Made it to the other side of the map. The gen does pop, so Compassion trying to make their way back in, but 2v1. They will actually get the gen probably. I did not think they had enough pressure, but we'll be seeing the end game right now.
Yes, Huntress with the slower killer will not be able to make it back to the Shack gen before it pops. However, we do see the gates, and they are both on that top side. It is going to be rough, and we see that no way out on the Huntress. It's going to be rough for this 2v1 situation. Both of them are freshes, so he can pick and choose here. He doesn't have to be picky.
Yeah, for sure. And just able to hold this cross section is, especially with no way out to deal with as well when they do eventually make it over there. So, I mean, everything is against them right now for this endgame, but it's definitely playable for sure. As Riggy is kind of extended away from the cross, so maybe gave them a chance to get over there. As you see Draxi rotating through. And potentially Winter as well, but we have no eyes on them right now.
We do see that no way out proc in the distance. It is only 2 stacks, so it's not going to be as long as your typical 4. And if this chase is long enough, we might be able to see Nancy get out here, and Lori very nicely dodging that first hatchet.
It is going to take a pretty solid chase to get it done. But to be fair, if they do well enough, they could even get a 2 out here, as Drexy looks to be rotating to the bottom side, maybe playing for Shack. But Ricky just not allowing it at all, gets a quick down onto Draxi. Accepting that Winter's at the gate and will take the hook into the basement, most likely securing a 9-stage result.
Most definitely here. I think Nancy is just going to be content with leaving here, and Riggy is content with the 3k9, which is a very solid result on ARP here.
Yeah, for sure it's going to be a difficult one to match in the next set. Next game. But, I mean, to be fair, it was a good performance from both sides. Riggy had those fast chases, but Compassion was able to make up for it with 1 or 2 decent chases of their own and very good gen pressure all round. And it's looking exciting going to the next game.
Most definitely, and we will see if the Compassion killer can match this result. And we do see a deliverance on the thing, but Ricky is prepared for this and will close hatch here, and there is no way. Going for a 360 and hits it on Draxi, going for a little bit of style points there, Riggy. Very well played, and we will be confirming this 3K9 here.
Yeah, that was a really well played decision, but just couldn't get the timing for the hatch spawn. But almost would have been special for sure.
Definitely. Almost think they set up Lori to take aggro and maybe for that deli play and maybe see if Riggy committed to that top side. But Riggy was playing it smart there.
Alrighty, we'll be back as we get set up with the next game. Sorry about that, my boy Brett. But yeah, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be right back, everybody. We appreciate it, and I hope you guys are enjoying these expedition games. If anybody has any advice of what killers you would like to see in these next coming up sets, we would love to hear it. But we will be back as soon as the next game's set up. Everybody, we are in our second game of the second set, and right now we're going to be doing triple co-casting with 2 other players that are well known, at least, you know, when it comes to casting. And we have Compassion trying to outdo the win con of what Team Echoes was able to do when we were watching that amazing Huntress play. And I did see she was a P100 Huntress, so we should be seeing something nasty here. We do got, you know, 4 perks that are based around the win con, with Rancor being one of them, and as well as Agitation to make sure that she gets those pain res value for sure, and make sure the RNG doesn't, you know, mess this killer up. But I want to know, Bread and Snipes, how do you guys feel with, like, knowing how good Echoes' Huntress is, on how Team Compassion is going to be able to play against that? And they probably go against these killers a lot often since they are so good at them.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Echoes are definitely a good team against Huntress. But going into it, I think you just got to have the mindset of... Well, personally, I just think I'm playing against the best players in the world. And go from there. Just don't personalize them, you know? Just focus on myself and get it done.
Most definitely. I think they'll be worried about this win con here, and they're going to be playing for that here. As we see the first chase coming out onto Claudette, and a first hatchet of the game missing, besides that orbital in the beginning.
Yeah, that was a really nice play from the Claudette, not getting hit by it. We'll see how long it takes for the survivors to be able to stop the killer from getting the first hit and the first down. Obviously, we know the momentum of each game that we ever watch is that how fast can that killer be able to put the first survivor down? Are they going to be able to get a few generators, you know, done on the survivors team? Or is the killer going to get a hook before the first gen pops? And then it goes from there. Are they able to, you know, keep that same momentum up? And as we can see clearly here, the first generator pops and Claudette was able to get away. I know Rolo has to be feeling the pressure a little bit. I wonder how they're going to respond going on.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a very rough early game so far for Rolo. Gorge doing a very good job dodging those hatchets. And now there's a 3-gen on either side of the map, I believe, so breaking that 4-gen early. I stand corrected there, they broke the 3-gen on the bottom side, my apologies. But still, a difficult task ahead for Rolo, and definitely going to need to pick up the pace.
Definitely, we did see that Corrupt run out before even the first down, so the survivors playing very safe here, playing very well, knowing their win con. They are going to be going into this very safely here.
Yeah, I know, I've said it before, you see sometimes in some games where the Corrupt doesn't even come in clutch because of the fact that they get the down so fast and it's like a useless perk, but then there's situations like this where you do need Corrupt because at least you know what generators weren't being worked on and the only 4 that could have been worked on. So it's very valuable, of course, in these kind of situations, but most of the times it's 50-50 here. And right now, we obviously seeing her getting her first hook, which is very good. Let's see what the survivors are doing. They should be working on generators. We see the Ada over here getting ready for the on hook, which would make perfect sense because we have Deliverance. Obviously, they're going to be lurking around, not really doing too many generators in the beginning, trying to get that on hook and set up that tone as well, too, for the non-tunnel. Oh, and gets a nice hit on Claudette, too. I think Breads might have went down or something, but Snipes, if you want to take in. Okay, Bread's good. I'm sorry about that. But currently though we see a really quick down, which is very nice from this killer on this already. We saw how long it took him to get the first down, and now they're able to finally get it back and get a second down very quickly, which is going to be very good. We see our second generator pop in, which is normal, I guess, because obviously it took a long time to get that first down, and eventually she got the fast second one, but we'll see how they respond now, knowing there's 3 gens left and still trying to hold up that 3-gen.
Yeah, for sure. 2 gens for 2 stages. I mean, it's not the worst trade-off ever, but at this pace, it could go either way, to be fair. Going in for the trade now, Drew. This is a pretty defining moment right now. Seems like Drew is just going to make it away comfortably, however. Doesn't want to challenge the Huntress for that one.
Yes, we do see 2 survivors nearby trying to pressure this unhook, which means there's no gens being progressed right now, which could be a difficult spot, and we see Ace getting hit over this rock, but they safely making it around this TNL and not getting double tapped here as the unhook comes out on Claude.
Yeah, we see, like you just said, oh wow, Gore getting caught again. I mean, there is only 2 survivors injured, and unfortunately one of them that was caught was injured. And just doing a great use of trying to throw hatchets at where she thinks that survivors are going to be at and get those free hits, but hasn't got one just yet. The survivors, we got one healing up in shack here. We got another one also doing a generator that's almost done. Want to wait till I change over just in case of that spectator bug with the killer. But we will see Ada more than likely pop this generator unless they get the hook. And they don't. And for some reason, it looks like Claudette one got out of, like, on, you know, must have got a save maybe, or a sabotage. I don't know.
I mean, either way, right now Echo's just doing a great job. Their gem pressure is flowing very smoothly. Their chases are going well. And if they keep this up, they're looking at a really good result right now.
Most definitely, and we do see the Claudette get healed in the distance, so now the pressure is onto Rolo here as he needs to find Claudette or get another hook for that pain res. Rancor not been giving him much value here, but we'll see if he can make do with it in the end game.
Yeah, see, Rancor can come in value, but sometimes it also might not, especially if the first person that you get in a chase with is going to be the Obsession, and we don't see no 4 of the people or a Decisive Strike that comes in play and the Deception doesn't change, then it's basically a useless perk, but it is a backup perk that we could see being used. I've only seen it being used a few times, but when it does come in valuable, it is amazing to see. And we see the Ada maybe be able to get a save. No, it doesn't have the right angle.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very nice down from Rolo, pretty much a 2-tap, but Drew did make it just about to the bottom side. Will be getting hooked at the top side still, so in that 3-gen, and right now for Rolo, I think that is what they've got to play on, because they're not on too many stages, not too much gen slowdown left to use, so I imagine they're just wanting to play off of this 3-gen and try hold it for as long as possible.
And this 3-gen is very disgusting. It's very tight up on this top side, and we do see the Ada coming in, and she will get it for free. No trade coming in here. She will get hit for it, and the Ace seems like he's going to be taking a body block, but Huntress just missing it completely. But Ada will be going down.
Oh, and we see both survivors going down. That is unfortunate. Thankfully for the survivor team, Ada does have deliverance, so at least one survivor is able to get themselves off the hook. But unfortunately for the Ace, that is not the case. And we've seen that 2 other survivors were on gens. I was pretty sure that was a pain rush stack that just went in. And we see Ace trying to crawl away and make as much distance, and an instant deliverance play coming in from Ada, trying to get maybe to get the Hunters back on her and have them go for the down person, but that's not what happens, and the Hunters does find the Claudette. They need to be careful here.
Yeah, but as we saw, there was a lot of gen pressure on that gen in the top side, so that means the 3-gen is broken, and now they've got a 2-1 split over the map, which is going to be infinitely easier to break than that 3-gen they just broke. So although they did give up a decent amount of downs and stages for it, it is looking a lot nicer for Echoes right now.
Most definitely, and Claudette not taking any risks here, pre-dropping this shack pallet here, and she is the death on hook, so possibly Rolo can make a comeback here, but Claudette very narrowly dodging the hatchet and doing a very good job of keeping that chase here while the other survivors pressure the gens on top.
I will say that Compassion definitely is putting up a game for the Team Echoes here. a very good gameplay so far. I was expecting maybe a little bit more pressure from, the survivor sides. I mean, obviously they're doing up to par, definitely. The last generator should be popping, but I really like Rolo's gameplay and decision making on here, and doing a very good job for Team Compassion, as this is their first time playing in our tournaments, and we see that last generator pop, and the obsession is hooked. So if they go for the unhook, it's going to be interesting to see how Rolo is going to respond. Maybe goes for the person that goes for the unhook, downs them, and then goes for the Claudette and goes for a Mori, or vice versa. I don't know how this is going to happen. But Bread, we're in the end game right now, and this is where it gets really interesting.
I mean, right now Rolo's got to be thinking and praying to find Riggy, because that is the fresh hook. It's 3 stages if Riggy dies. And I believe that would be the winners. It'll be all 4 fresh hooks. So right now there is a lot of pressure on Riggy, and Riggy got it done with the Huntress. Can he get it done on the survivor side now in this end game?
And we do see these gates very close together, and he's able to monitor both of them and the hook at the same time. We do see the survivors resetting, possibly going to try and pressure these gates. Riggy knowing that he has to get out here, potentially from a shack or a gate, and we will see how the survivors play this as they go into the 2v1.
Now here's a situation with that death hook. Right now, it is the total score is going to be 35-36. Echo is up 1 point right now. So this is do or die from both teams if they want to win this set. If they escape and without getting another hook, Echoes wins. But if this Huntress is able to secure down and protect these doors and stop them from getting them open, which is very doable, especially with the Huntress, I don't even think they have any progression on either door, and they don't. So this is going to be a cat and mouse game on the exit gates. It's going to be very interesting to see if what side is going to come victorious on this right now. It's actually crazy.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's got to be looking in favor of Compassion, as I believe if Kuze dies, that's a tie, and if Riggy's the one that dies, that's a win for Rolo. So they have to get both out to take the win, and if they don't, the minimum they can get is a tie. And with this gate split, it's looking pretty difficult to manage to get both out, but it is definitely possible.
And Rolo definitely feeling the pressure as Ada is pressuring this gen. It's about 50% and not getting it quite 99 or opened here as they take chase near this gate. Adam looked like he was stealthing towards that other gate, and Ada gets hit here. Unfortunately, they need to have a long chase here, but they don't. And now Rolo has all the opportunity here to get the win.
Yeah, and according to my scorecard here, that is going to be the win for Team Compassion, as this will give them the upper on the both games total score. Very nice gameplay. It really did come down to the wire there as well, like very close. It's really good to always see sets that come down just to a few points or a few hooks. And right now, their best bet is to let maybe Ada die on hook and go for the hatch. I don't know, because if the Huntress is looking for the exit gate here, it catches Adam just like she does. It's just going to be a matter of how long is Adam going to last in this chase now.
I mean, if my maths is correct, I believe if Riggy escapes, it's a draw, so
Okay, you could be correct.
still all to play for.
We'll see.
And this chase means a lot around the shack, so maybe trying to play for hatch. It's going to be a difficult task, but maybe, just maybe.
And Adam might bounce towards the gate here. He might be able to get it while the Huntress is playing for hatch here. He might be able to get this exit gate. It's going to be close. I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not. We do see the hatch close, and it's going to
Oh my god, you're right. It is. It is. Oh, does she get the hit though? That's the question. Oh my goodness.
He misses,
oh
and
my goodness.
Riggy will get out, and it will be a tie from the Huntress set.
Yep, I'm checking. I'm double checking. Yep, and that is true, Brad. You were correct. It is going to be a tie on the first set. That means this tells you exactly what we're going into with the second set now. Going to be the unknown. I totally forgot to add the fact that when you have to add the escape points on the Adam, so I was definitely wrong, and Red was good at correcting it. So it is going to be a tie, 39-39. Very good, and very good decision making from Team Echoes to know that the Huntress was going to be by the hatch and going to close it, and had enough time because of Claudette getting on that door to get it open and get out. Very nice gameplay. If he would have got hooked one time the entire game, it wouldn't have mattered. They would have lost, but he stayed fresh hook, didn't get hooked at all, and was able to make it out. So we will be back with the next game as soon as we're set up with the unknown, and Compassion will be killing first.
Hello, we are back, and we are seeing Unknown this time, a different range killer, and he's playing on Cold Tower 1 here. Gonna be an interesting map here, and let's see how he plays this. We see a typical build here, Corrupt, Chainres, Pop, and we do see that blurry photo add-on here, and he's taking Chase into the corner of the map here on the Ace, and we'll get a free hit here already. And Ace having a little bit of difficulty with the pathing, but he does make it a shack without getting the weakened status effect. He is now zoned into this corner, and we need to have a long chase here as Cold Tower isn't as big as the ARP. Does make it to the window, but does get weakened here, and he's going to continue this chase on Shack, and will pre-drop Shack as he dodges by going into the basement. Very well played from the Ace. And an interesting choice to break the pallet on this side, zoning the Ace into the further into the map as he makes it to Water Tower. Ace having a really good job as he gets the weekend off and makes it to another tile here. The survivors have got to be popping gens in the distance, and we do see the first one, and we do see that vanishing box coming out. Adam and Claudette doubling that gen, so we do need 2 people who are doubling that gen in the beginning. Ace getting weakened here again at the thing, and he has a teleport, and he's going to be teleporting, and you see that blurry photo being able to catch up to this Ace very quickly here. And the first comes down at 4 gens. We do see this Ada creeping around for the save as Rolo drags him into basement here. Very difficult here. Now we did see one of those mid-gens pop, so this 3-gen is not going to be as tight as the killer would like here. And he's trying to hold out his UTX here, but strategically placing one of his teleports here for a later game potentially could be killer here. We do see the Ace get unhooked, and Rolo will decide to teleport right back. Both survivors getting weakened here, and he's going for the body block on the Ace. Ace makes it to the window, but does have BT still active, and he will get away for free. Ada over here as well. The UDX shot not landing, as Ada does get it off, and will make it to the window, but not before getting weakened here again. This will be good for Ada to take chase here. Going for a mind game and missing again. All survivors are now weakened here, and Rolo going for a very aggressive swing and missing on the Ada at the window. This time he will be getting that hit in, but we do see that main gen popping in the distance. 3 gens now have popped for 1 hook. Survivors are playing really well as they reset the Ace. Ada will be going down here and someone by that main building. However, he's waited for that save, but no save will be coming out here as he gets this hook. I do believe Ada was the Deliverance player, so the survivors are going to be able to pressure gens without having to worry about this unhook coming in. However, Rolo deciding to still stay near this, but he does teleport near. 2 people being weakened from this vanishing box is going to be helpful, and he does get a hit onto Claudette. Shack Pilot being down here, but a very aggressive swing here, and Claude was missing the locker here as the Ada Delis in the distance. Rolo opting to not take the basement hook here as he wants to get it towards these gens that are progressed. No pain res on the Claude, but we do see a pop coming out into this gen. Survivors doing a very good job on not giving really many free hits here. And the survivors doing a really good job at spreading their gens out. Not getting stuck with that 3-gen, and we do see an unhook coming in. Someone was stuck by this Unknown. And Claudette just getting weakened, but he's opting to leave and not going for the tunnel out. We might see it bite him later on as he not getting really anyone out of the game quickly. And we do see Chase taking over into this dead zone. The chases have been taking here the entire game. Ace mind gaming the window and getting a free getaway here. What a play by Drew here, and yes, Rolo just has to leave this chase as he did not get any pressure. We do see the survivors resetting, Ada getting reset. 2 survivors still weakened, so we can see if Rolo... We do see the Adam who was already previously weakened. Hit here, and we see a person in the distance as well. 1 gen left for the survivors here. Will we take the chase to the back of main building, going for this Adam here? Unfortunately missing. And we might see a balanced landing here. I do believe Adam was the balanced landing player, so he will get the UVX just off in time. However, this pallet being very unsafe, we'll see a little lob shot off of the crate there, and Riggy will be going down here, and we need to see a pain res coming out, as I believe this was a pain res earlier. We do see a pain res, but these gens are very progressive. And Echoes pulling very quickly, and Rolo getting confused there. He tries to kick the gen, but he does teleport away to this water tower, but not before the last gen is complete. Pop getting no value, and Claudette taking the chase into 8 and getting 2 tapped, getting hit through the window. A very, very good performance here from the survivors of Echoes. Ace potentially sitting around for a save, but no save is happening. This will be the second hook on the Claude. And we'll see if the survivors here decide to go for the save or just take the outs. Gates are very well spread, and Rolo is just opting to sit here. And it looks like the survivors might be going for this unhook, wanting all the hooks out as possible. But we did see the ace here nearby, but Adam is still injured. No other survivors, and Claude is getting closer and closer. We need to see that unhook coming in now if they are going to go for it. But it looks like they are going to be taking the outs here. Oh, we do see them all converging. Ace doing a really good job at blocking, and we do see the hit onto the hook. This looks like it's going to be a 4-out, but he does have that teleport, and he knows them. Going for a weekend, and Adam getting caught off guard. Blurry photo possibly coming in, and Adam is going down at the exit gate. Except for there's a dead hard. He will be going out. What a play! That will be a 4-out for the survivors, and they have got to be happy about that result. What an absolute close endgame. Beautiful plays from the survivors. And we will be going and switching the killer to Echoes. I believe that was a 5-stage, very, very good result from the survivors.
Yeah, I guess my audio wasn't picking up in Discord, but we gotta give a big shout out to Snipes for solo casting that, newest caster for S2 tournaments. Did an amazing job, and yeah, that dead hard at the end was crazy. We're gonna see how Echoes is gonna play the Unknown against Compassion survivors. Crazy gameplay. And the total on that score would be, if I'm not mistaken, let me check the scorecard for you guys. Hey, it was a total of 14-22 in Echoes favors. So we will be back with the next game and see how Compassion plays. I mean, Echoes plays for, you know, as the killer now. All right, welcome back, everybody, and I'm excited to bring you the second match of the second set here in this expedition game that we just started hosting in the S2 tournaments. We have Wrigley killing for his team, Team Echoes, going against Team Compassion. I thought you just said excuse me, but that was the Unknown obviously talking. And as we see the Corrupt intervention coming in on these 3 gens up here on top side. Very common. We have seen it before where it does sometimes spawn in a very weird area, allowing survivors to be able to break that 3 gen that the killer wants to protect so much in the beginning. And obviously survivors are walking around, running as well too, trying to get set up and not let the Unknown get that free pressure in the beginning of the match. And already, yep, Ninja's gonna be getting caught here. Now, Snipes, I want to ask you a question. With the result that you had last game that we saw with the survivors against the Compassion's killer, what's your mindset going in as, you know, Echo's killer here?
It is going to be playing as safe as possible, getting those gens popped, not like giving those free hits here, and just we see Ace doing an excellent job of not being hit here, and the survivors just were able to cross for free, and stealthing that early game was really big as Ricky was not able to find anyone, and we do see Noed though in the back pocket just in case things do get out of hand.
Yeah, I tell us all the time, we always love to see the builds that they bring based off of the win con, and that's something that we're seeing here. Maybe if they knew that the win con wasn't so, well, I wouldn't even say it's so steep, they just want to make sure just in case the survivors are able to do something amazing here, that Noed will bring up those, you know, at least a free 3 hooks on a survivor that's unexpected.
Yes, and we do see the Corrupt about to run out here, and again, we saw that in this Hunter set. No down for the first Corrupt, and that is going to be really big for the survivors here.
Now, we've got to say this, right? Wrigley here, am I saying that correctly? I want to make sure. Wrigley, right?
Yes, Wrigley.
Yeah, he's had 2 amazing games for his team with amazing Dead Hard last game, which was insane with the Deliverance play, and then the door play on the Huntress set was just phenomenal. Love to see it. Made 2 big plays for the team. One decided a tie, and the other one made it to where, you know, they didn't get a free kill, and they got a 4-man escape, which is very good. It's gonna make it a little bit easier for him to play as the Unknown here, going against Compassion survivors.
Most definitely, and we still do not see a gen pop. We do see a lot of progression, but still no down for this first gen. Like, the survivors are playing very slow, it seems like, and it's hopefully pays off well, as not many resources have been used yet.
Yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. We've seen a slower start. We see Winter finally going down, and the first gen popping. They're going to be exchanging here. Actually, 2 gens popping. So they did do a good decision on separating, doubling up on one, and then the other one was solo. They must have gone on a little bit earlier. So we are going to see a 2-for-1. Not a bad exchange for this killer on Team Echoes. The fact that they don't have that steep of a win con. But they do need to push up the momentum because they just got 1 stack of pain res used, and I'm pretty sure that was on no generator at all. I really, honestly didn't know that, you know, that 3rd generator might not have been working, being worked on, but still, good enough, you know, so far. As we see the Cape getting set up here for the Deliverance play as well to end Decisive Strike on the Renato, which is always great to see for the survivors.
Most definitely, and we still do have this infamous 3-gen here, and Riggy going for a cheeky little UVX here, and Kate opting to go for the trade here. It is on a pain res hook, so this might prove trouble for the survivors. However, Riggy just opting to instantly pick here instead of going for the tunnel out.
And we heard a flashlight clicking in the background. That means that this survivor was trying to go for it, but didn't get it. So lost a lot of distance. Is going to get hit with a UAX and be weakened now. Deliverance coming in, of course, but probably going to see a fast down. We talked about this yesterday when we were watching Unknown sets, is that you have to play a little bit wider at Shack or other loops that you normally wouldn't, that you would hug tight. So it makes it to where the killer is able to catch up a little bit faster. And, you know, we might be able to get a 1-in-1, but decides to leave Shack. Very interesting play. Maybe thinking that Winter Edit had Decisive, and paid off because he did. So, gonna be not getting hit with Decisive, at least this early on in the match.
Most definitely, and I think that key factor was missing the UVX there at the end on the Winter Edits. Very narrowly dodging it, but we see a hit coming out into Adam as he's pressured off this gen. And I believe he was on main building, and so this could be problematic for the survivors as the 3-gen is still intact up on the top side.
Ooh, barely
narrow
misses.
miss there.
Yeah, unfortunate. not getting as much value as he wants to out of his special power. UAX, he wants to get as much pressure, and he's able to get it, of course, but in the time that it matters the most, like we saw at Shaq, wasn't able to capitalize and was forced to leave due to not letting these gens pop as fast as he, like, you know, the survivor team wants. So Wrigley able to get the down there on Adam, which is very nice. Something that they really needed. Let's see if the survivors are doing. Oh, we see a flashlight save. I didn't mean I missed it. Oh my God. Winter Edit coming in, getting that one, redeeming themselves. Very nice.
Very, very good. That is going to be very good pressure. And Ricky going for a cheap thing, but we do see another gen popping. Adam getting caught out. And he will be going down for this. We do see Renato near for the save, but no flashlight coming in this time.
Very nice. That was a very good flashlight save, but does come back to bite him because Adam was trying to get the hallucination going, and it did not happen. The Unknown making a very good play to teleport at that time, and that is going to be a fresh hook. So another 3 points on the board.
And we do see someone nearby for this unhook. However, the survivors are just pressuring the gens in the background here, and you got to be feeling the pressure if you're Riggy here, you know. The survivors have done an excellent job at denying these hooks and delivering and using their perks to the best value.
No, seriously, amazing, especially knowing that Wrigley came in with the confidence, knowing that the win con wasn't so steep, 4-man out, and just coming in with a great mindset, but survivors have done just that, is able to hold up the same pressure that they got as the survivors in the last game, but we do see it down on the Adam Sonic, going down pretty quickly, and Winter Edit is down. Are they going to go for the pickup here? They are, and we see another generator being worked on. It's still possible that they can meet the win con. Let's see how they continue on. I'm pretty sure we need one more hook, and it would be the tiebreaker, right? More than likely it is.
I believe so. Yes, yes.
Okay. Yep, it is 11-12 right now.
And Riggy has taken back control now, and does have that no-head still in the back pocket, which could be problematic for the survivors. And I don't think the survivors are going to be expecting it. But we do see a lot of people weakened here. 2 people weakened, 2 people injured, and they have to get this last gen pop. And very good gen spread here.
Yeah, for sure. We did see the gen up in main being popped. Want to split up the 3 gen a little bit more than what the killer wanted. That gen all the way in the back is not good for business for Wrigley here. Needs to do something and make sure that the survivors are not working on that generator, and they're not. They are working on the ones close to main. So that is good. They're putting pressure on the exact gens that they want to. So now if he does get this down, Wrigley will be more focused on those generators and not worried about that one that's in the background that the survivors are more than likely not working on. And he does teleport. Very nice play. Very good.
And Winter Edit's doing a very good job at dodging these UVX, but he will get hit for it. And the sprint burst did help him get some distance there on Riggy here, and he will just be continuing this chase on this top side. And they're gonna, you got to think they're gonna be doubling that gen in the corner there. And Riggy definitely thinking about it, but he's just gonna be committing to this chase here. But he might have lost him. No, he does find the Renato again, and Renato does get weakened.
They actually, interesting that they were hitting and not doubling up. There was no survivors on the generators as we saw when we were spectating through. Not good. And this is going to be the hook that they need to set the tiebreaker. Like, Rory, it's a tie right now. And if he gets one more hook, they win the set.
And this is, I believe, their most progressed gen at the moment, and he gets a hook right next to it, which could be very clear here. We do see that 5th hook coming out, which is the Tycon, and survivors are going to have to play this extremely well if they want to.
Yeah, if they want to, keep this from not being a win for them and tying it up for a 2nd game in a row, that's exactly what they're going to have to do. But if they don't stay safe and they don't play correctly and play fully optimized, then that's not what's going to happen here. And we will be seeing them going down where it will not be a win, another Tycon.
Most definitely, and we do see the teleport coming out, and we will just be seeing the tunnel out, and Renato just body blocking to get his survivors away from the killer here. But if we do remember correctly, Renato's the one with DS.
Yes.
And we will see it come out. very well played from Winter Edits here.
Compassion doing their job to get value out of every part. And we see the last generator pop. Oh my goodness. Let's see. We're having another intense in-game that comes down to tooth and nail. Snipes, how are you feeling right now? What's the pressure like?
The pressure has got to be crazy for the survivors, but we do catch out Ace, and thanks to this no-ed speed, he will be just going down. And you gotta think Ricky's just gonna be able to confirm. Let's see if there's a flashlight save. No flashlight save, unfortunately, and that will be win for Ricky. Doing an absolute good job and just making his team get the best results that possible. And we do see, I believe Ace was a fresh hook, so that is going to be a 3 extra stages here.
No, Ace wasn't, unfortunately. He was, oh, Ace, not, I thought you were talking about, never mind, I thought you were talking about, yeah, you're right, it is. That is going to be an extra 3 stages. And as we are catching up the score right now, it is going to be 20-19, which is insane here. Echoes does win the set 42-33. Very good performance here. As we are going into our 3rd set with the Spirit, I want to see how these teams are going to respond. We will be seeing Compassion killing first again. I mean, Echoes killing again first. My bad. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We got an interesting set. I know people are asking what the hell Spirit's doing on Dead Dog Saloon, but both teams agreed to this, so we would let it happen, and we're going to see some aggressive gameplay here, guaranteed, from a strong killer like the Spirit on a map like Dead Dog Saloon. What's your predictions, man, knowing that this killer is on such a smaller map, and what do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be very interesting. It's a small map, and honestly, the survivors are doing a really good job at stealthing. These bushes can be deadly, and you know, paired with Iron Will, you know, these survivors can play really stealthy here on this map. So we might see a lot more stealthing and not more so aggressive playstyle that you usually see on the Spirit.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's see what the survivors are up to right now, knowing that they haven't been caught just yet by the Spirit. Slowly but surely making their way to those generators and starting to put progression on them. Spirit still unable to find a survivor with half of her corrupt intervention going down. Wrigley playing killer all 3 sets for their team. Definitely doing a great job. Has had a great game. Know he's going to have some clips here from today's stream, 100%. Bobby Butcher coming in too, which is going to be really handy and good, obviously, because of the chase of Spirit.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you're good. Never mind, my bad.
You're good. We have not seen a single survivor yet. The survivors are playing this very slow. We do see this progress on the mid-gen, but still, these survivors are playing very stealthy, and we do see Ada caught out over in this corner.
Very nice. Finally catching a survivor right before Corrupt went down. I know Wrigley's feeling that, wondering where the heck these survivors were at. See a firecracker coming down, but not quite good enough timing. Going back, let's see if that play works. Oh, that would have been insane sense there, but lost the survivor. Let's see where the hell Ada went. Oh, look at that. Iron Will coming in a really good too. But I think she got...
No, Ada, notoriously known for her quietness, paired with Iron Will, is a deadly weapon in the bushes here. And Wrigley just choosing to leave, but does catch Ace over here at this water tower, and we have a lot of progress on here.
Very nice so far from the survivors. I knew that Compassion was going to come in here and want to make a statement, winning this set, making it 1-1. But we'll see, though, as we continue on, seeing that first generator pop in. I know Wrigley's feeling it. He needs to get some pressure. He needs to get some downs. At least with Sloppy Butcher, those injured survivors are going to take longer to heal and longer to reset. So, therefore, it's going to give him time off the generators. Ah, nice! Here. Very good start from that. I mean, very good phase. Woo.
That cap helping with that movement speed to catch the Ace off guard, so he does not get the pallet save or the pallet stun in time. And we do start our first hook coming out with only 1 gen, and the Spirit now will be probably wary of these bushes as he lost the Ada early in the trial.
Interesting decision to see the Spirit check the locker, but then again, maybe somebody was getting set up for the on-hook, knowing that maybe the Spirit was going to go past it, but imagine if there was somebody in there. We almost had that happen the other day on stream. Somebody almost got caught in the locker, and it was the most random one, but they fortunately were able to get out and not get caught.
Would have been crazy indeed to get that locker pull, and we do see a stealthy little Allen, I believe, going for this unhook, and Spirit just kind of proxying this hook. We do see the unhook coming out as the survivor does get tunneled out here. Ace making it to this pallet, very safe pallet, but Riggy not opting to swing, and the pallet will go down now, and it makes it a little bit more unsafe here.
Very nice. Now putting the momentum back in their... Oh! Casher's curse happens once again. I lied to you guys. Ace had the decisive strike and was able to get the pre-drop on the pallet. Gonna try to make as much distance as he possibly can, knowing that the Spirit is gonna catch right back up with their power, and he is injured with Sloppy Butcher, so it's gonna be easy for her to read. We hear the fault on the window. Is he life? Oh, wow, just a perfect pair for this chase specifically here. Does get a gen pop. Very nice enough. Oh! Ace is cooking! Another gen! Oh, very nice from Team Compassion.
And now there will be no pain res as it's already been used. We might see a basement hook here, which will be pretty killer as there's 2 gens close by, the Gallows and that mid-street gen. And we will see how Riggy pulls back from this. 3 gens have been popped, and it's gotta be feeling pressure right now.
For sure, second hook state. Still 2 gens left, though. This is not where Wrigley wanted to be at whatsoever, and still gonna have to try to pull something out that is gonna be phenomenal. As we see the on hook from the basement, survivors were ready for it, and as soon as the Spirit left, they got it. This is very good. We were expecting the killer to be able to get a lot of pressure and this basement hook, but it does not happen, and more than likely Ace is gonna try to get all the way towards the corner. Oh, no, not quite enough. It does go down. This is exactly what we really need to continue on, getting close to the end game.
Indeed here, and the pop did help, and Allen did a very good job at sprint bursting away, and the comms here are gotta be so intense, but we do see the pop, possibly a double gen on that, and we know Ada is out in this corner, but let's see if they lose them once again, and we do see it, but she gets the pallet stun just in time, and she will be able to make it more into the inner of the map.
Nice. Compassion really coming back in this set. Not happy with them, you know, not winning that last one, especially because it was so close, and just really putting the pressure up on Team Echoes. I cannot wait to see their Spirit play against, you know, Echo survivors. This is going to be one matchup that is going to be fantastic. All of these have been so far, and this is an expedition match, folks. This is not for a tournament. This is not for a prize pool. These are just for teams to play against each other, and this is the kind of gameplay that we're seeing. Imagine if money was on the line. Imagine if you know, this was an elimination game or something, how much more intense this would be. But still, both teams bringing their best here.
Most definitely, and we see a lot of gen progression here on both gens, splitting the pressure up very well here from the survivors. 3v1 though, they are going to have to keep that up, and we do see the Ada taking chase over into this Gallows area once more. And we do see her going up, possibly a balanced landing play, and we will see the phase coming out. However, Ada not falling for the phase, and she will be sitting up there and making it away and losing them once again.
Wow. Was able to too as well, and it was a balanced play. Every time they get so much value out of their perks. We've seen this time and time again throughout these last 5 games. They've just been able to use their perks exactly how they're supposed to. Balanced landing, iron will, decisive strike. You know, it's insane. It's been insane. Insane.
Definitely really insane, and these survivors are doing a phenomenal job at keeping up this pressure and not giving too many free hits and not using too many resources so that they can use them later on as well.
You know, the pressure's on. These are where teams perform their best, or they fall and crumble. And right now we're going to see how Team Compassion continues going on with 1 generator left, looking like it's about to pop from Draxi on the Nancy. Ada hiding in the corner, no chances of being probably caught. And then we have Alan Wake on another gen. Wow. So we will be seeing the last generator popping regardless of what happens here. Nice hit, but still. And let me find out Alan has adrenaline. Okay, but does have deliverance.
He does have deliverance. He's opting to die into this corner, and the last gen should be popping over there by the water tower. And we will be hitting the end game, and no Noed in the back pocket for Riggy this time. He has no back door for him, but the gates are semi-close, however, but this deliverance is going to be very killer for Ricky here.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's fast. Oh my goodness, especially because he might be, well, he has sprint burst too, brother, so that means he could go for the attach. Let's see.
Just barely, and thankfully it was the healthy person getting that unhook there. And Riggy having such good awareness here, he's going to back to this, and we will not see an he will not be able to get that in time.
No, unfortunate. Not good. But still, phenomenal gameplay. I was expecting him last second to, what I was expecting there was to wait for the survivors to leap since he was close enough to the shack with sprint burst and go for a play like that, you know, when the hatch spawned, but it didn't happen. They were able to catch him on the door. At least this is something good for Echoes in Echoes' favor, because if not, if they were able to get the other one out, this would have been so hard for their survivors coming in with the next set. But this has been amazing. Does have a great turnout though, nonetheless. Better than what we thought was going to happen. So we got to give it up to both teams. We're going to be getting into our last game, and I am very excited to be casting with our first-time caster Snipes, and this is our second game of our expeditions in the S2 tournaments. And as you can see, we will be seeing many more to come in the near future as we get back and get set up. Make sure, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow the stream as we upload all of our videos too on YouTube as well, !YT. And it helps us to host bigger tournaments, and we definitely appreciate all the support. We will be right back with the last game of the last set.
We're back on the Dead Dog Saloon Spirit. Not a typical map, but we did see a very well game from the survivors of Compassion last time, and we do see Winter Edits on the Spirit this time, hoping to match his result. And we do catch someone out early, which is unlike the last game. And we see a early pallet stun onto this and opting not to break it.
So for everybody that doesn't know already, the games we've been, this is our 6th game and final game, and we are so close in score that it's only a difference of 2 points. So it's gonna come down to Compassion's killer. Are they gonna be able to stop Echo Survivors from winning the overall 3 games and be able to take it home in this 6-game matchup? Very crazy games. We've seen dead hards, we've seen deliverances, we've seen gates being open.
And Ace getting stuck there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was about to say something happened for sure.
He does get stuck and goes down, and this is a very different play style from what we saw on Compassion Survivors last game. In a very early down this time. No gens being popped for this first chase.
Oh. That is great. Seriously, fast game that they wanted coming in here. Hey, no! She got caught! That is so huge! Oh no. Echoes is mad. I would be totally upset. They didn't think they were gonna get caught there, trying to play it safe to get the on-hook. And guess what? Winter Edits had amazing awareness. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely killer for the survivors of Echo here. And now he can just monitor these 2 hooks, and that was another pain res too, so more gen progression coming out. This is not looking good.
Oh, he gets the hit off.
Through the window, we do seeing a trade come out. But the survivors are in a very bad spot now.
Oh! Gets the hit on the Ace though, so it's going to be the ball of time base kit, and Adam's going to be able to get the unhook. This is the best of both worlds for them, and Cure takes the hit. Nice! I mean, they're coming right back though.
And now let's see if they can keep up this as we chase the shack. A swing and a miss. Very good bait there.
What? Both taking hits there, just got the best luck to be able to come back. And now the healthy survivor, the one that wants to be chased, is now being caught. Survivor's getting a second win. And let's check real quickly. Inner Strength, getting set up for the heal. Yep, okay. Oh! Winter Edits. Winter Edits is going crazy right now. Oh my goodness.
And this will be a basement hook. No pain res coming out. Winter Edits knowing that he has the pressure right now and that there's not much gen progression happening here.
Oh.
Does
I'm just as shocked as you are, Snipes.
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Me neither, man. I'm just crazy.
Ada getting double BT hits happening, man. Everything is just happening, and we do see the pop coming out on the Gallows gen, and we do see the full reset on the survivors coming out. Still no gens happening for 3 hook states here.
Look at this. They got all reset after that a crazy turn of events. Echols was able to bring it back, but Winter Edits does got a hook in the basement, so we're going to be able to camp this out and get another and maybe a possible tunnel out with 5 generators. I mean, like a whole death on the first hook. So with 5 generators, they might be able to pop 3 if they stay on the generators here. But if not, and they get the you know, let's say they do pop 3 and the death hook does come, that's going to be a 1v3 with 2 generators left. So still not bad for Team Compassion, but we'll see as the second hook is coming very shortly, and it does.
And second state does get hit on the Claudette here, but we do know that the win con is a 2k9, and now Winter Edit's deciding to venture further away from this basement to get more pressure on these gens, and Ace will get pressured off that 9 gen.
Nice phase. Looking at the
Very
ground
nice.
too, you see, like trying to make sure that any blades of grass that's moving, it knows exactly where survivors are, and we see red stains, so that means that they're going for the unhook and going to try to body block Claudette. As we see finally our first generator pop for Team Echoes. They got to get more points on the board. I think that Claudette is not going to make it.
Oh my god!
Decisive? Tell me. Yes! Oh! I can't take this so much longer, man.
It looks like Ada was throwing, but instead it was actually outplaying the killer with the DS play. The mind games are going crazy, and we will be seeing a chase out onto the Atom here. What is happening right now? A mind game winning on Atom. It's back in, and he gets hit. What? I am speechless. Yeah. So much is happening right now.
No teams want this to happen. This is the last game of the matchup, and right now, just from the beginning of this match until where we are now, has been insane. And Wrigley trying to crouch and make something happen, as he is the Iron Will player and knows that crouching does make it a little bit quieter. But Winter Edits being such an experienced Spirit does not allow that to happen, and another fresh hook comes in. If I'm not mistaken, I think that is all fresh hooks and all survivors. It is. And a double hook on the Claudette.
Once again, we see the full reset coming out. These survivors are doing an amazing job at resetting. However, it is at a cost for their gen progression, as we see only 1 gen still pop and a lot of resources used. So as this game progresses, their pallets are going to be very minimal.
Seriously. This has been a great matchup, and I'm so excited that we'll be hosting these expedition games. And if anybody wants to sign up, we do have sign-up forms in our Discord. Any team, regardless if you're registered or not, can play in these expedition games Monday and Tuesday and Saturday and Sunday. So if you're interested, make sure you check them out, as we see Ace going to main, trying to make something happen, trying to get Echoes a couple of gens done. Oh! Winter is crazy as the Spirit. Holy shit.
Absolutely amazing awareness there, and getting another grab. This has been the 3rd grab, possibly 4th if I'm not mistaken. So many grabs coming out here, and we love the display of skill from Winter Edits on his Spirit. And we do see this crow flying by the water tower.
Finally, a second generator. Echoes needed it direly. Right now, it's getting down to where survivors are getting on that second hook state, and we're going to be seeing a 1v3 very shortly. And the Ace did have Deliverance. That's exactly what they needed, but is the Spirit able to get back and body block? She is, and he will have to go through the back door. Does have this pallet to work with, but as soon as she gets her power up, it's going to be very hard. And a stun. Ace needs to make as much distance as possible and stay alive as long as he can.
And actually, that's going to be second win on Ace, as we saw the Ada have Deliverance earlier, getting pulled out of the locker.
My bad,
and
you're right. Oh, that's
yes,
huge.
and he will be fully healed here as he does
Let's see
not
where he
get
went. Oh,
He's
no.
stealthing here. He does get caught out in this dead zone, but still, being healthy is better than being injured here.
Overcome too, get a little bit more distance. Nice. Okay, the Ace is good getting it. Oh my goodness! I thought
Oh
I didn't see the second player in the basement getting on hook at all. So I was under the assumption that it was a. Oh my god! And guess what? He doesn't go down. He stays alive. That is huge. My goodness, man.
Absolutely, and we do see the 3rd gen popping in the distance here. These survivors making a very, very good comeback here. Still in it, and we do see 2 survivors here at the main building, but it's not the Adam or the injured person, but we might see a reset here coming out. And we do not yet, but we do see a kick on this gen. No pop, just a dry kick.
Very good, man. I don't know. I'm so stressed out. Starting off, we saw a tie in the first set off of a crazy situation, and then the second one went to Echoes, but now Compassion showing that their spirit set is very strong, and just amazing gameplay from Winter's Edit. Just insane. Barely misses on that.
Absolutely. And these survivors are still in it. 2 gens remaining. Progress on a few different gens, and Claudette will get caught out here. Unfortunately, though, does make it to Shack. However, no pallet for them, but they possibly make it to main with Lythe. And Winter Edit's getting a little bit confused here, and will lose the Claudette here, and decides to go back to this gen.
Catches Ada. What are the other survivors doing? Hey.
Will be heading to main, catching Adam out in the middle, and he is going to be able to make it to this pallet, but he gets hit through it, and that is very unlucky for Rigid Lee here. I know he is hating himself right now. Oh, the dead hard! Unlucky. Unfortunately misses that timing there, and that will be the hook onto Adam.
I'm interested to know who has the pain res. I think it was Ace correctly, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe not. I don't know who has it, but I think we're about to see, hold on, if I'm not mistaken, we're about to see an 8-stage, no tunnel out, like no death with 8 hooks. That's going to be very bad for the killer, obviously, because, you know, 8 stages with no deaths is very uncommon in the comp scene, and very good for the survivors, obviously, which still amazing how they came back, still working with it. But Pain Res and Pop giving the killer time to be able to get rid of these resources, get these chases going, and allow them to make a little bit of mistakes because of the slowdowns that they have.
Absolutely, and we do see the unhook coming out, and we do hear a missed skill check, and they were trying to reset on the hook, but Winter Edit was able to interrupt this and will take a free hit onto the ace here. But possibly goes for the Adam here, vaults this very safe T&L, and we hear a pre-drop pallet, and Ace actually getting caught out here, not realizing that Spirit was phasing there. And we might see a pain res. I'm unsure who the pain res is.
And our first death, finally, for the killer. Must feel a relief now, knowing that there's only 3 survivors left, 1 injured, and only 2. Oh, and stops it. Pop gonna be enormous here.
Unfortunate for the survivors here, and the Claudette will be taking chase here again into the shack. We know that she had Lythe. Let's see if she will be able to make the distance. A swing and a miss as the Lythe speed is still in play. Ace 2 swing and a misses as Winter Edits might be getting a little bit antsy here.
Exactly what they needed.
However, Winter Edits, being aware that this gen has high progress, will be chasing the Ada to Shack.
Does get a little bit off on Jin. I think only a few more picks on that, and then 3-gen mechanic is going to come in. She does have a nasty 3-gen right here, as we can see. The survivors weren't able to break that up. That is actually going to come back to haunt them, because now I assume that Winter will patrol this, allowing them to pop that 1 generator, knowing that she already has 20 points. And they do pop that 1 gen, like I just said. And now it's a 3-gen game with Claudette and Wrigley both injured. Oh! Nice! Very nice. Wonder what's gonna happen now. Oh my goodness, we see another down. Oh, we see the gym pop! Oh no.
And we do see the death coming into Claude, and now it's going to be a 2v1 with one survivor injured. Not a good... But they get the gate! It's going to be close! No! They opt to go run away. As it is, I believe the Atom is... I think we see blood here. Yes, it is. It is indeed the Atom.
Nice.
Not winning the mind game, but we do see a gate opening. It will be a 3k10. Yes, a 3k10. Very, very well played.
Very well played. Well, guys, that is going to wrap it up for this showcase.